time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the STONED for the STONED Roadie Show, and it's time to wake and bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
STONED Roadie Show, podcast number 218, Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz, episode number 96. Action. Alrighty then, looky here, fellow Earthlings. Yeah, it's another Monday, Wake and Bake, the Morning Buzz. It's September 2nd, 2024. My name is Craig Reed, a.k.a. the STONED Roadie, also known as the most famous roadie that ever existed on Earth since the dawn of time, since the dinosaurs roamed this fat, flat Earth. And with me again today, as normal, my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So how about it, Griff? We're going to have a really good show today on this Back to Work Monday. How about it? Come back.
Oh, yeah, it's always going to be a good show, man. Here's a little trivia for you, Craig. Remember the song by Cheech and Chong, Basketball Jones?
Oh, God, yeah.
Did you know that song had a lot of really famous people in it? George Harrison on electric guitar, Carole King on piano, Billy Preston on organ, backup singers Michelle Phillips and Ronnie Spector.
Wow.
Yeah, and how that came about was they were in A&M Records doing some recording, and I guess those guys were all in the studio next door. And they went over and they gave them a rough draft of it, and they thought it was funny as hell, and they said, "Well, let us in on it." And they jumped in and they recorded Basketball Jones. I always liked that song, especially when he says, "Ever since I was a young boy, I always be dribbling." But, yeah, I just thought I'd throw that little trivia out there for you. And then you said you got some donations to talk about, huh, Craig?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Looky here.
Yeah, donations are rolling in, man.
Angela Lynyrd. Man, she come through today. $600 donation. Now she sent in
really good
200 and 160 and 500 before, so she sent in 15. 11,
yeah, thank you, Angela.
13, 14, 60, almost $1,500. Angela sent in on this edition of the donations to the Forgotten Survivors Fund. So yeah, we really appreciate that, Angela. You're quite generous here today, but she said 100 of that goes to me, and that's supposed to go toward me mailing out all that stuff I'm supposed to mail out. I think she's trying to put a fire under my butt and get me to mail things out. Now I don't have an excuse, so I can't afford it because she just paid for everything. Well, almost.
And then somebody,
thank you, Angela. I hope to get together with you someday, man. You're pretty cool. We've been chatting online and stuff here for the last couple of years. She's pretty cool. I like Angela. She's all right in my book. Yep. So,
yeah, she's a cool lady. And then somebody sent me some. They bought a shirt from me, and they bought a necklace, and they sent an extra $10, and they didn't say what they wanted to do with it. So I sent it to you, and I put their name on it on the check. So you'll be getting a couple checks in the mail, Craig, from me. From somebody who donated. It was one person, and I'll just let you tell it who it is when you get the check.
All right.
So yeah, all the donations, man, we appreciate that. We appreciate that. The survivors really appreciate it. And so keep them coming if you can afford it. And it don't have to be a lot, It could be, $5-10 if you want it to be. And I think you can donate too. Down there, you can make a donation in the comments. Isn't that right, Craig? Can't you donate
Yeah,
in the
you
comments?
can, but then they take a percentage of that. They take
Yeah.
10% of it or something. Yeah, so heck with them.
It's always a catch, man. It's always a catch.
Yeah. Yeah, Angela just sent six $100 bills in the mail. That was surprising, yeah. A lot of people do that, send cash.
Yeah, I mean, cash anymore, it's like, why even bother sending a check? It's not even like if you sent $5 or $10 in the mail, if you lost it, it'd be like, whatever, you know. But I've had people send me $35-50 cash in the mail, and it's a lot easier just doing it that way, actually.
Yeah, she sent 600 cash in the mail.
But she did. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's better than sending a package.
Yeah, I opened that envelope. I went, God, look at all these hundreds.
But she sends it certified mail, though, doesn't she? Because I think
no, she just sent a regular mail.
Yeah, she bought me she bought a shirt from me and sent it in, I believe it was certified mail, and I think it was a check. Pretty sure. But thank you,
it
Angela.
might have been. It might have been because it was pretty. Yeah, it was. Yeah, she must have sent it certified because it was about $6-7. Yeah, so that was pretty expensive for that.
Yeah, it costs a little extra, but
yeah, she must have. Yeah,
but you can make sure it gets there. Then I wanted to make another little announcement. You remember Fortune Child, right, Craig?
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're kicking off a tour with the Black Crowes. And I want to go see them. Yeah, go check their schedule. I guess you could check Black Crow's schedule or Fortune Child on their website. And I think they're starting off in St. Augustine. Could be wrong about that, but I'm going to be there no matter what. I'm going to see if I can't hang out there with Kent Griffith. But yeah, they played, I think, one gig with them, and then the Aerosmith was on that venue, and then Steven Tyler blew his throat out, and that canceled that whole thing. And then I was scheduled to go see him in Tampa, so I got my money back for that. And I thought, well, that's it. I won't get to see him. But now they're getting ready to play with the Black Crowes, so. Six Gun, step it up, man.
Black Crowes is on that list of people that don't want Mr. T to play their
no
music.
way.
So
really,
yeah, Black Crowes is So
that sucks.
They're off my list of bands that aren't communist, and it breaks my heart to see that Lynyrd Skynyrd's on that list of bands that don't.
Really? Black Crowes is on that list? I'm going to have to call Ken up and complain.
I'm pretty sure that they're on that list.
I think now that you talk about it, I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, they're on that list. Yeah,
Tom Petty's on that list?
Yeah, Tom Petty's a state. And I think that's why Lynyrd Skynyrd's on there. I think someone's estate doesn't want Skynyrd on there, and I heard their estate is liberal, and yeah, that sucks.
So Ronnie Van Zant is actually supporting men's tampons in the boys' bathroom. Then
Ronnie Van Zant supports tampons in the little boys' bathrooms. Yeah.
I'd be a son of a bitch. He would be pissed about that.
Yeah. And there's and all you've got is that other side which are communists. Plus with the border czar, there's 325,000 children missing.
Oh yeah, every year there's. Yeah, every year.
Where did 325 children disappear to?
Oh, it's and something they don't ever talk about.
The amount of women that have disappeared, and
Yeah, they don't want to talk
You
about
people are
that.
mentally ill, man. You don't pay attention to anything. You don't pay attention to yourself. Look in the mirror. Look how fat you are. You don't even give a shit about yourself, let alone anything else. I'm
What I
sorry,
think,
that's true.
what I
People
think
don't
men
give a
need to
shit
be
about
ashamed.
themselves, let alone anything else.
Men need to be ashamed of the women that are henpecking them to be a communist supporter. If your wife comes up to you and says you better be voting for Harris, and you tell her to pack her shit and get out, man, because that's bullshit. I'm sorry, man. That's bullshit
Well,
right there.
from what I understand, Ronnie's brothers go to Mr. T rallies, so and I think Ricky, I can't see him supporting tampon machines in a boys' bathrooms, but and all this other, you know, drag things
Yeah, but
and all the
Skinner,
other. They're all weird. They're all crazy. It just seems like every time you see any of these leftists, they're all mentally ill.
but
I mean,
it's like this though, Craig. The Skinnerd machine is all woke, and then the players aren't. What kind of shit is that? I mean, I don't know. It seemed like they should go and go, you know what? I don't want to be in a band that supports woke bullshit. It's somebody's, that's in charge of whoever's in charge of that. They're letting them
they're,
control their
they're
their.
making a lot of decisions that's going to bite them in the ass. That's
Yeah.
uh, eh, yeah.
When you think about,
They're about tempting me to write a book. I swear they keep all this
yeah,
bullshit
and
up.
I'll help you with it too.
you know, God Almighty.
I mean, baseball,
Leonard
apple pie, and
Skinner
Lynyrd
being
Skynyrd.
communist. That's they write that song Red, White, and Blue, and it's supposed to be so patriotic, and then they support a bunch of communists. And they say, well, we don't support them. We just don't want Mr. T playing our rallies. Well, you're supporting communists then. Man,
Yeah.
people are. I don't
Well,
know.
Lee Greenwood, he lets them use his song, and they use the hell out of it. And then Trump was using somebody's song, and they made him stop. I forget who that was. Yeah, the Foo Fighters were on there too.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus and Cher and Pink and a bunch of leftists are on there, along with Leonard Skinner. Leonard
Yeah,
Skinner, the leftist communists.
that's a
God, it
damn
makes me
shame.
sick, man.
Yeah, I'm
I'm really,
actually,
really, really disappointed in that move there, buddies.
yeah, if it's true, now there's a chance it might not be true.
Well,
So
all
this
the
is
other
all for
crap they're
entertainment
doing, I
purposes.
wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, but there is a chance it's not true. So if it's not true, we take it back. But it's better. It's
I
better.
said that other guy that kind of manages that outfit reminded me of of the reptilians, the lizard people.
We always had a saying at work. There's like, do you think we should do that? I said, well, the best thing is just to do it and beg for forgiveness later. So we're just going to go ahead and scold them over it. And if we're wrong, we'll beg for forgiveness later.
I bet I'm not the only one that doesn't like it that they're on that list. I don't think
I
I'm the
saw
only
that
one.
list. I saw that. And I didn't
I
think
don't.
about the Black Crows at the time. Well, wait till I talk to old Kent. Kent, man, what's wrong, man? Don't let those guys. I don't know, man. We need to talk to somebody about that because if I don't think I would be able to go. But anyway, we can't control it. So what the heck? Then Craig, did you hear about that damn that border gang that is taking over that apartment building down there in was
There,
it Colorado?
there's a bunch of bikers on the way there too.
That's what I hear, that the outlaws are on their way over there to see about it.
Man.
And the
Yeah.
military is not going to get involved, but as soon as the outlaws show up, they'll be there then. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Sanctuary city, liberal bullshit state
Yeah.
right there.
Them leftists will have them over there protecting those illegals. Man, this country's gone sicko.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
are a
going
bunch
to
of
hell.
sickos, man.
Going to
I
hell in
don't
a
know what the
handbag.
hell.
And then you got all these people that they either don't care or they're just stupid. I think it's more stupid than anything.
Well, it's mental illness. Mental illness at epidemic level. I mean, it's you know, it really. That's what I hear, anyways. I don't know. You know, I have brain damage, so I can't comprehend a lot of this stuff. But it just seems to me there's a lot of people that are sick in the head.
I'll tell you what's weird, Craig, is I sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and I live down here in Florida, and where I live, there's a lot of Latino Mexicans that work here. They got all the money, man. These Mexicans, because they work hard, and I think they rat hole cash. And these Mexicans, man, they're buying all my shit, all the stuff that I don't want. I put it on Marketplace, and here come the Mexicans buying it all up, man, with cash. And they're like, "What else you got?" I'm like, "Damn." Used to be, Whitey was paying the Mexicans to do the work. Now they're Mexicans. They got all the money, man. They're throwing it around like crazy. So,
And yeah, the government gives it to them.
Must be something going on there.
Yeah, it comes out of stuff the taxpayers give them that money to.
Yeah, guy handed me a big wad of cash, and I was like, "Good God!" But yeah, but they're nice people. They very respectful, got manners, and they always bring somebody who can speak some English, and then the person that's buying it can't speak English, and so they bring somebody who can, and they translate, and then they take the deal, and away they go. So yeah, I don't care. I don't care. And what else we got here, Craig? Let me see here. Oh, did you see that? Did you see where those Afghans were parading all of our $6 billion worth of tanks and Apache helicopters and all that shit? Just rubbing it in with good old Mr. B left over there when he hauled ass and brought everybody out.
I saw they were selling a lot of stuff. Yeah, they were selling automatic weapons and stuff.
Yeah, they got missiles, they got tanks, Apaches, half tracks, $6 billion worth of equipment that they left over there. Trump calls it the most embarrassing thing our country's ever done, the most stupid, embarrassing thing our country's ever done.
Wonder how I could buy one of them really cool military drones. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, you're getting good at that one that you got.
Oh, I'm getting a little better at it.
Yeah, I need to start studying up on mine. I've just been so busy lately, I hadn't had a chance, but yeah, I need to start studying up on that. And maybe if I have a problem, you can teach me.
Oh God, yeah, I've run into all the problems so far.
Yeah, because I'll wait. I'll just wait till you get where you know what you're doing, and maybe I'll just come over to your house and you can just check me out on it. Probably the easiest thing to do. Then while I'm there, I'll look for that damn tackle box. Well, we got 167 comments. I think 160 of them were Kimmy, but that's okay. The more comments, it doesn't matter who leaves them, and we'll share them. There's some really good ones in here as always, and we like to kind of like interact with our subscribers and with a little jibber jabber and talk about it. And don't forget, we got Todd Howard's coming up on Friday if everything works out and we get good reception and hook up with the computer. So you never know, but he's definitely said he's coming. I got a few pictures I can show you that he sent me. A really great guy, nice guy. And so Friday morning, look for Todd Howard. And that being said, let's go ahead and jump into these comments. You ready, Craig?
I'm ready. Ready.
All right. Starting off with Cheesehead. Cheesehead. Between a roadie that's been around the world with a rock band and a rocket scientist who worked for NASA, I can't believe you actually think the Earth is flat. What say you, Craig, about that?
Like I said, I don't know if the Earth is round or flat, but it doesn't seem like the top scientists in the whole world know either. And then that's kind of odd. We're supposed to have been uh, examining the logistics of going to Mars, and we don't even know if the Earth is round or flat. It's kind of amazing. We've only explored about half of our, or a third of our ocean. We don't even know what's in the oceans. I guess NASA tried to explore the oceans, and whatever was down there must have scared them to death or something. They gave up on it, and then they started exploring space, and I don't know how successful they've been at that, but yeah, there's it's just yeah. I
Well,
just find
Craig,
it awful odd that nobody's allowed to fly past the 60th parallel. I mean, you're just flat out not allowed. You'll be shot down, and it's it seems like somebody would give a definitive answer whether the Earth's flat or round, but it doesn't seem like anybody could give you a straight answer. You
I
know?
remember I used to think exactly like Cheesehead, and somebody at work was talking about this flat Earth, and I said, "Get out of my freaking airspace, you idiot!" and, and now, I mean, I hate to say, but there's some really educated people that are a lot smarter than Craig and I. Of course, not that we're smart at all, but these are some really educated people that are saying that, oh yeah, it's for sure it's flat. So I'm not going to discount it. I'm just going to say I don't know. And here's what I do know is our government's been lying to us about a lot of shit. And that's where I stand. So I don't believe a damn thing they say. That's just
Yeah, and we're supposed to have 13 months and 28 days a month.
yeah. You saw that thing I sent to you?
Yeah, we're supposed to have 13 months and 28 days a month, and they changed it to disrupt the frequency or whatever you want to call it. But
They said that the calendar is on the back of a tortoise shell.
yeah, yeah, I was gonna say that, but I don't know exactly the way it is. It's got 13 big scars and 28 other ones around it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy.
And
Yeah.
then leap year is like no. What is it? It's an extra thing.
No, it's the day of rest.
Yeah, the day
You
of
got
rest.
28 days and you got the day. Yeah, and they say that's biblical. And
Yeah,
it changed, I think. I forget when they said it changed, but
and all
yeah,
the
there's
bell and
a
all the bell and all the weird stuff that they just changed for weird reasons. Like all the bells went away, and it's because of they had all the cool frequencies in them, and Rothschild owns all the books. Anything it's from a book that was written by the Rothschilds. And a lot of weird stuff going
we
on. I don't
we
know. I
are
have brain
being
damage, so I can't figure it out. But there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But
we are being controlled
oh yeah,
for sure. That's a fact.
yeah.
So then Kimmy, remember I was telling you, because Kimmy was talking about she's going to make an announcement right here that everybody in her house is an asshole or something like that. And I said, I like to be a fly on the wall. And she goes, yes, Griff, even the flies can't wake up here at my house. And my husband has a garage in his bedroom and thinks that's normal. Well, she calls it his bedroom. So that tells me she's got a bedroom and he's got a bedroom. So what's going on over there, Kimmy? You
Well,
know?
what kind of a garage? Does he have his motorcycle in the bedroom, Kimmy? What's he got?
Uh,
Oh God.
but anyway, moving along. Okay. Griff, cool story of you helping Gene Odom set up his TV. YouTube has a lot of Gene Odom videos. He's a Skynyrd legend, and in a lot of ways, yeah. If you go to YouTube and you look up Gene Odom, man, Gene's all over the place, man. He's got a lot of stuff on there. He doesn't even know it either. He has no idea how much stuff he's got. I showed him a video that I did with him, and he couldn't even remember it. And it was a West Side tour. It was about 5 years ago or something. But he doesn't even remember it. But
Yeah, that was part of my thoughts today when I was thinking about that stuff about Skinner not wanting their Mr. T to play their music. The tribute band have done a lot of things, and they've not done a lot of things, and there's some of the they just seems like what they've done or not done isn't favorable to a lot of people. What they haven't done has affected a lot of people that shouldn't be going through what they're going through, and there's a lot of people that think there's a whole lot of money being made that some of it might go toward Ronnie's best friend. I'm sure Ronnie wouldn't want Gene Odom to be suffering the way he's. That's Ronnie's best friend. You think Ronnie would want Gene to be suffering for the rest of his life, or and
yeah.
And not be compensated in any way, shape, or form. I don't think so.
And Gene gets under their skin, man, because he tells it like it is, and they just don't want to see Gene around. They're like, it's kind of like a thorn in their side, because he says what he's seen, and what he says what he thinks, and so they don't like that. But if they were a little bit nicer to people, maybe they wouldn't have that, and they've done stuff to you even. But right here, this is funny. Somebody says, he says his name's Jeff, says, Craig, put your movies on pay-per-view and give the money to the survivors before Tanner inherits them and sells them. So Craig's already working. He's already working his ass off for the survivors, man. Those movies are for his grandson to do whatever. He's got to leave him something. And Tanner's a good boy too. He's a good kid. So. But I think those movies are probably worth a lot of scratch, don't you, Craig? I mean, you got a lot of good footage on there, huh?
I don't know. One of these days they might end up in some kind of something or something. I don't know. There's a lot of people that want to see them. They're part of history. They're stuff that nobody else has. That's in the dressing room and on the airplane and.
But you need to narrate them though, because there's no sound. You need to be playing them and then narrating them, having somebody professionally do it, and then, damn, I mean, that would be that'd be like a little album or something.
It's just another one of those things I should be doing, but I've got other things to do.
Yeah,
I got all kind of things I should do.
Eat another brownie and you'll tighten up. So yeah, Jeff, there's the answer to that. Mike Neighbors, if the earth is flat, why doesn't the ocean fall off? That's because of the ice wall, man. Do you know that? The ice wall's holding the water in. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, come on, Mike. Look it up, man. Yeah, I know it seems a little far fetched, Mike. It's kind of
Well,
weird, but
it's awful funny that we've never if they've taken a picture of Earth from space, why haven't we never seen it? That blue marble thing that they show us, that's not Earth. And they've admitted it. If they've got a picture of Earth, why don't they show it to us? Why do they have to show us this phony thing? It's there's a
yeah,
lot of
my
questions.
brother's a pretty smart guy, and he texted me the other day. I guess he was watching the Stone Roadie show, and you need to watch this Neil Armstrong documentary and watch it all the way to the end. He thinks I'm losing my mind, and I watched it, and Neil Armstrong was talking about the whole mission to the moon, and how he landed the lunar lander on the moon, how he had to land it in manual, and that they only had 20 seconds of fuel left, or maybe less. It could have been 10 seconds of fuel left, and he told a really good story, and it's very convincing. So you never know, man. It's maybe there's something to it, but I'm just like, I don't believe anything anybody tells me anymore. I would have told you that probably 5 years ago that was bullshit, but now I don't know. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
a pretty good documentary though.
a year ago, I was absolutely positive the Earth was a sphere, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, I'll tell you, when I started smelling a rat is when they elected Obama. I was like, how in the hell? And I swear, I don't believe he's got a birth certificate, and Trump doesn't either. But that's political suicide if Trump mentions that. If he tries to say he doesn't have a birth certificate, that's political suicide.
Well,
You
it's political.
cannot say that.
If he tries to say the election was stolen, that they try to say that
Oh yeah. And if
he's
you say
he's committing
Michelle,
treason. I don't believe. I believe the election was stolen. There's a lot of people
oh,
that
it
believe the
definitely
election was
was.
stolen.
And
A lot of
Zuckerberg
people.
Zuckerberg admitted that they were tweaking the sheeple into believing, the Democratic Party. They were going in, they were canceling people out, and they were putting people in Facebook jail who said anything. You notice how they lightened up on that, Craig? Remember how many
Well,
times?
that didn't that just transpire, that thing with Zuckerberg? He
Yeah,
just
it did.
admitted that he was unfair, and that they suppressed a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
Biden were doing, the laptop and all that. Yeah, they admitted all that, but it's too late now. The damage has been done now.
Yeah, but they're not going to take it back. I mean, that all had a bearing on the election. All of that did.
But
So,
I don't know what's going to happen. But man, there's something's going to happen
big.
around October. Something's going to happen,
Yeah.
and man, it's going to wake people up. People
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to realize that things are about to change, and they have no idea what reality is. Yeah.
I kind of can't wait because, sometimes it takes something bad to happen to wake people up. And, it's just overdue.
Can you imagine 300 million people that are addicted to eating food, don't have food? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. 300 million people are addicted to eating food, and they won't have any food to eat.
Did you see that reel that they showed the normal citizens in Russia walking around on the street, and they go, "What's missing?" There wasn't one single fat person walking around on the
Oh
streets. They
God.
were all slim and trim, And somebody
Americans
might,
are pathetic. I don't
oh
know.
yeah,
You know, I got to be fat. I understand how you can become fat by mistake. I get that. I was obese, but you know, I was even with brain damage. I was smart enough to figure out this isn't cool, man. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with all you geniuses out there that are, you know, okay with being fat or obese. I don't get it. I don't know.
well, more and more
I'm just
people are
glad I'm
talking
not
about it,
you.
Craig. More and more people are talking about it. I saw Joe Rogan was talking about it. RFK Jr.'s talking about it. You know, it's starting to, you know, I don't know, man. You were on to something when you started fat shaming because it's catching now.
Who was it I saw? Oh God, some food company was saying it doesn't matter what we Domino's, I think it was. It said
Oh, I saw that.
the
Yeah.
grosser we make it, the better it sells. That
Oh, yeah.
it
This
is
isn't.
they said people, you know, we think of stuff that just be obscene to eat and people love it.
They say the worst thing you can put in your body is these rancid seed oils like
Oh yeah. And
safflower oil
people
and
are addicted to them. They're
corn
addicted to that
oil.
stuff.
Yeah, it's they said that they have to cook it at real high temperatures and then they have to bleach it to clean it up to clear it up, and it's so rancid and it stinks that they put a deodorizer in it. And then you're eating that shit and it's bad, man. It's really bad.
People don't care as
That's
long as
what's in the
it's sweet
potato
and tastes
chips.
good.
Now,
Yeah.
I like a potato chip. I ain't gonna lie. I do like a potato chip and I do eat potato chips, but in moderation. And maybe I'll start looking for potato chips that aren't fried in rancid oil. Um, all right, back to the comments. And we're moving right along. Kimmy says, Craig, I can't tell you how much you have helped me. I was overweight a bit, not too much, and I was smoking too much. I want to meet you and Griff, Craig. Well, she probably needs a little dose of that fat shaming every day. Because if you don't get fat shamed every day, you might revert back to your old ways. So keep watching, Kimmy.
Yeah, people. I have faith in fat people. I think their minds could be changed. But these people that are still uh, leftist, liberal, socialist at this point, man, you're brainwashed out of your mind, man. You people are mental. If you can't see what's going on, my
I
God.
think that a lot of people really trust the government and they don't think that the government would ever do anything to harm you and they got your back. But you're so wrong because the government they're out to get you, man. They're
These
evil.
people hate Mr. T so much they'd cut off their nose to spite their face at this
Oh
point.
yeah.
They're insane.
It's mostly women.
Oh
Mostly
yeah,
women.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
mostly women. Yeah.
And the poor single guy like me, I don't even care anymore about women because they're all freaking woke. And it's like, I'd rather just stay in the house and watch TV than go out on a date with some woke bitch. Forgive me, Lord, for that. I didn't mean it. And Carol, the cake girl, says Shelby is your stonette and Kimmy is your roadette. Whatever that means. Triple R Triple T says, I posted in the comments, Leslie and JoJo sang backup in 1980 for Billy Joe Royal on the song Home and Homesick. And he put a link and I listened to it and you can hear them in the background. It sounds just like the Honkettes.
Leslie and JoJo together
Yeah, so good catch there,
in
Triple R, Triple T.
1980. Really?
Yeah, 1980, Billy Joe Royal. Do I like the song? It's kind of a weird song, but I'm sure you get used to it. But that's definitely them singing. I can hear them, man. It sounds like the honkettes in the background. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I did not know that. Yeah. So, see, our subscribers, man, they're the people that bring us the skin information, and we appreciate it. And Jeff says it's hard to believe Gary's sister has lived in that same house all these years. WTF? Did Gary not take care of her with all that money he made? I couldn't tell you. Did you ever meet Gary's sister, Craig?
Yeah, what's wrong with that house? There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
little
it's a nice
is
house.
there? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that
Some
house.
people like their old family house, I mean,
I still live in the same house I grew up in.
well, if I could buy my old house that I grew up in, I'd burn it down and make a park out, a Griff Martin Park, because there's a lot of ghosts in that house. But
I got more privacy than most anybody I know.
You
I
got a
more
great
privacy
house.
than
Yeah.
99% of the people I know.
Yeah, you're up on a hill and you got a nice big piece of property, and you got that little Griff's Grotto pool down there for the baptismals. How's that pond doing down there, Craig?
It's doing all right.
Yeah?
It's
Filling up?
It's filling up.
You got any fish in it?
No.
No? You just stock it up, man. All right. Steve Pitt says, Griff and Craig and Griff. I'm currently watching a podcast 74, and you guys were laughing about people going back and watching them all. And then he says, some of the best content is on the early podcasts. Yeah, we had a lot of guests. That's when we were hitting the skin formation hard, man. We had Mitch Scooby on there. We had Andy Tanis. We had all these cool guys that, that spent time around the Skynyrd guys. And, there's a lot.
Mitch and Pops on the same show.
Yeah, Pops. And, of course, we've had every plane crash survivor on the podcast, either on the road with Griff Martin or on the actual podcast. So if you're just watching the new podcasts, you need to go back and start binge watching, because there's a lot of good skin formation, man. I mean, we've had a ton of people on, and we continue to keep going as long as we get, subscriptions are moving up in a good direction, and we get donations toward the survivors, because that's basically why we're doing it. So, yeah, appreciate that. Let me see what we have here. Yeah, Rich says he likes the idea that everyone that goes to see the tribute band could donate $1. Or you could donate $1 for every comment that Kimmy makes. That's enough to cure the world hunger. Kimmy, that's rich, man. Go look that up and give him some shit. And then Jimmy, he says, would love to see Six Gun, maybe a fall tour. Well, I hear they've got some new songs. They're coming up with an album, but I'm going to tell you right now, I was at the Lane's house, and I was in their practice room, and they were practicing for the festival down here, the Manatee Fest. And I'm going to tell you, man, I have never had a better sound experience in my life than when I was sitting in that practice room and those notes ringing. It sounded like I was sitting right there with Lynyrd Skynyrd. Those guys were so good. I mean, note for note, if you ever get a chance, very underrated. Those Six Gun guys are all phenomenal musicians. I'd just like to see them get a break, man, and do something. They kind of, they're not hungry enough or something. I would love to see them break out. I mean, you got to be like Fortune Child, man. You need a good manager, I guess. I don't know. We tried to help them, but A lot of times they
They're
don't.
I think they're moving along okay, man. They just got Savannah back a couple months ago, and they've already been in the studio writing. They're moving along pretty good.
I don't know, man. I don't hear from them much, so maybe that's just what my problem is. I'm pissed off about that.
I don't hear from them. I see them on
Yeah,
Facebook,
I
and
wish them luck. I'm just a little bit, when it comes to those guys, I'm just a little bit more, possessive over them because, I just want to see them succeed really bad. I really do. And then Jeff says it would be cool to get Jimmy Withers on the podcast. He posts some funny shit on Facebook. I always wondered his affiliation with Skynyrd and how he met Gene Odom. I'll tell you right now, that's how I met Gene Odom, was by watching a video that Jimmy Withers did when he went around with Gene, and he said, hanging with Gene Odom on my birthday. And that's the video that I saw. And then, of course, Jimmy, he's a pretty cool guy. And the Jimmy, he just knows he grew up in Jacksonville on the west side, and he's hung out with Dave Lubeck. And you see pictures, he's met all the Skynyrd guys, whenever they go out and do meet and greets. And then, when he met Gene, Gene started working with him, doing tile work. And those guys together are a couple characters, but yeah, and he's a real smart guy. He's funny as hell on Facebook. I get a kick out of some of his posts are really nasty, man. I mean, really, really nasty. And yeah, we were talking earlier about, and I was asking you, it's been a long time since you've been thrown in Facebook jail, wouldn't you say, Craig?
oh my God, yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a
me
long
too,
time.
man. I was
I
getting
haven't
thrown in
been in
jail every
Facebook jail.
day.
I haven't. I was in there. God, I was in there. They'd let me out. I'd be out for 3 days, and I'd be back in there
Yeah.
for another month. Yeah, I haven't been in there but I've kind of learned how to. Well, they're a little more lenient with me now,
Oh,
I
they're a
think.
lot
But
more lenient.
there was a lot of times all I would do was share a post that I found that, and
Yeah.
they would throw me in Facebook jail for
Yeah.
sharing something I found on there.
Yeah. I was in
Yeah.
jail, I think, for like one time for 6 months. I posted something. I was in there for 3 months, and I got out one day, and I was back in for another 3 months. If it wouldn't have been for me having two accounts, I wouldn't have been able to do
Oh, I
anything.
was in there. I was in there for a solid year one time.
Oh God, yeah, they used to be really bad, but I guess they slacked up on it. Well, now what they do is they just don't share your stuff if they don't like it. They don't share it. They put it, they put your information somewhere where too many people can't see it on that rhythm that they have. Let me see here. Can't wait. Jimmy says, I can't wait to see Todd Howarth on the Stone Roadie show. I've seen him twice, once with Ace Frehley's band and once with Ted Nugent. Yeah, that's going to be great when we have him on. And what I'll do is I'll run maybe I'll put it in there tomorrow. I'll put something on Facebook for you guys that might have some questions for him, and we'll ask him some questions from the subscribers. So, yeah, if you got any comments too on YouTube to Todd Howard, look him up. You might not know him; it's not really a household name, but he's worked with some really great people. So look him up, and then come up with some questions and put them in the comments, and I'll write them down, and we'll ask him. Anybody who has questions. See, Jeff says when Craig was getting ready to call Kamala a communist, I thought he was going to call her the C word. He might have. I think it was on the tip of his tongue. Patricia Lynn. $200 for a tour with Gene is a deal. We should have a drinking game that every time Craig puts up, this is weird, Craig, that she says this. I ain't believing this is happening. This is how coincidental. She says we should have a drinking game that every time Craig puts up the sign to smoke weed behind it, people should take a shot. And here you're putting the sign up when I'm asking the question. How freaky is that, Patricia? We did not plan that either. That's just the way things go. Then Angela Lynyrd says, what kills me is the 400-pound black women at the beach in bikinis laying out. I call them black beached whales. They're white and black. But the sisters, they don't care. The sisters, man, because the brothers, they like a big old booty. And so the sisters, they don't care. And the white girls, that's why they like the brothers, because the brothers like the big booty. So yeah, it's a crazy mixed up world out there, man. There's somebody for everybody. Ronnie, Griff, you said you were going to ask Gene about that pedal steel. This guy here has asked me this so many times. That pedal steel that Ronnie donated to the Allman Brothers Museum. And I did ask him about that. And I swear I thought I went over that before on one of the other podcasts. But Ronnie, Gene does not know anything about that pedal steel. He says he never seen Ronnie with one. He's never known Ronnie to ever have anything to do with a pedal steel, and especially that one at the Allman Brothers. But he says it is not impossible that he had it. He said there's a possibility that he had it and he gave it to him, but he never saw it. So have you ever seen it, Craig?
No, I think Ronnie barely had a cheap acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I mean, I can't sing with a pedal steel.
No, those things were, relatively expensive. He would have had an acoustic guitar before he had a pedal. He didn't know anything about playing a pedal steel.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure. Maybe they got it from Judy, and Judy gave it to him. Maybe she knows something about it. If we could get Judy on here, we'd ask her. But I don't think that'll ever happen. Almost happened at one time until Craig did that funeral brochure thing, and that pissed her off. So, but maybe, I can do it on the road with Judy. I don't have anything, I just report, and you decide. I don't have any dog in any fight. See, Crazy Bob says, I remember Donnie Peter Pan's aunt flying around the crowd. I saw that a couple times. I think they did it while they played the song I'm a Mover. And I may even have a video of it. Crazy Bob, send me that video, man. Or send it to Craig, and we'll put it on here, because if it's your video, I don't know, we might get demonetized, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, I'd like to see old Donnie Pan's aunt, Peter Pan's aunt, flying around on that cable. So if you have it, send it to us. Yeah, we get a kick out of that. And maybe we'll get Gene on here and show it to him or something. That'd be funny. Joe Mueller says, I can't believe these people that lay in the bed all day and eat. I don't see how they can afford it during the Bidenomics. Well, they got all these people that I see, they ate themselves into a room, and then they have to cut a hole in the wall and get a forklift to get them out. They have enablers that bring them the food. It's just like, if you ever seen that show where they confront these drug addicts. What was the name of that show, Craig, where they confront these drug addicts? I forget. It's been so long since I've seen it. Well, they've always got these enablers, these people that they'll bring them the drugs just because they feel sorry that they need it so bad, or they'll keep giving them money and they'll keep giving them pizzas and
Intervention.
sodas. Yeah, intervention.
Intervention,
Yeah. So that's what these people feel sorry for them, and that's what they do. They just enable them. I'm kind of an enabler to Fred. I'm kind of an enabler to Craig's fat shaming.
yeah.
I enable Craig because I laugh at it. And that's kind of how Craig and I met, because everybody was jumping his shit about fat shaming and I was laughing at it. And then I started taking up for him. And even John Neal was saying, Griff, quit egging him on, man. Quit egging him on. And now
I'm obsessed with this fat shit, man. I swear, I was obese and I was traumatized when I lost all that weight, and I understand how you get that way, but how you stay that way is beyond me. I mean, like I said, I had brain damage, and I was smart enough to figure out that's pretty stupid to be fat and obese, but I don't know. You people claim to be geniuses, but seem to be happy being obese or fat. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, if you're a juggler and you can ride a unicycle while you juggle, you're going to do it in front of everybody. And Craig knows how to lose weight, so that's his forte, man.
Well, you just don't eat. That there's no secret to it. You don't have to do anything. But you don't have to eat. You don't have to do anything. You just don't eat. That's how you lose weight. But people are addicted to food. It's like telling them not to drink whiskey or smoke a cigarette. They can't do it.
Well, that's like
People go, oh my God. I would love not to be able to smoke cigarettes. Oh my God, I wish I could quit smoking cigarettes. Oh my God. Well, quit. I can't. It's
like
bad.
Some of these actors that have these movie roles, and they tell them, you got to lose a lot of weight for this role, and you'll get $30 million for this movie role. I mean, if you can't lose weight for $30 million, then you got a problem. So, like Tom Pedophile Hanks, he was able to do that Castaway. He lost a lot of weight for that role. And he's really good at losing weight. And the sad thing is I met that guy, and I worked with him for like 13 days, man. And I was right beside him every day. And he was the nicest guy. I sat beside him in the makeup chair. In that Apollo 13 movie, they put sideburns on me, and I sat there, and he was right beside me. And then I went out there, and I never get, this car broke down. It was a police car, and we were and they were using it, as part of the movie, and the thing broke down, and I was helping them push it, and old Tom Hanks jumps in right there behind us. He's pushing it too, trying to get it up there where we were shooting. And he was a really great guy, man. He was signing stuff for everybody. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to that guy. He just he ended up getting woke. Let's see, Joe Mueller. I can't believe these people laying bail. We already read that, right, Joe? Okay, Brian Gibbons. I believe Ed left a Fender Jazz bass the day he left, when he snuck out of the hotel in the middle of the night, and I heard Ronnie made Leon break it in pieces and smash it on the floor. Anything to that, Craig?
No, I don't believe that.
That's talking about somebody who lost a lot of weight. That's Brian Gibbons. Where'd you hear that at, Brian? Let us know where you heard that out.
Yeah, I'm sure Ed King wouldn't mind if Sweet Home Alabama was played at the, I'm sure he'd have something to say about that. If they wanted to play Sweet Home Alabama, a Trump thing.
Yeah.
Who would decide that?
I don't believe Ed would.
That would be Sharon. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Ed was the Trump supporter, so I don't see how, I don't understand that whole thing.
Yeah, it's
They
messed
couldn't.
up.
Well, Ronnie was a singer, so I guess they could enforce that law since it's another state involved.
And then
So I don't know.
KG says, I saw with my own eyes a photo of Ronnie handing little Ronnie the Ed King Sweet Home Alabama Strat guitar.
Really?
Yeah, he said that Ronnie gave it to little Ronnie.
Oh well,
He says he
I
saw
can
it, a
believe that.
picture with
Yeah.
his own. Yeah, he said. So Ed just hauled ass in the middle of the night and left that Sweet Home Alabama guitar. He didn't realize how. Well, of course, then Ed, from what I understand, Ed claims he still has it. So there's a lot of questions too about the guitars that Ed had that he didn't really have, that he said that he had. That's just hearsay, but there's questions about it. And I'm
I
sure
thought I
Sharon wouldn't
heard.
want to hear it, but
I thought I heard Ed say one time he had that guitar.
yeah, I heard him say
That
it.
would
As a
be
matter of fact,
something. Don't you talk to Sharon? Ask Sharon.
yeah, I do need to ask Sharon that because, she would know. She definitely would know. And then they
Yeah.
say Gary, says that he's got these guitars and he really had did something with the guitar and he replaced it with another one and said that was it. So those guys are working on all that. They're not working on Ed stuff, but they're working on Gary's stuff. More to come on that. Um, Chip Cruey says, Craig, did Dale, and I think you've answered this before, did Dale Krantz ever meet Ronnie?
I don't know. I think Gene Odom said she did.
Yeah, she probably did. She was around that whole scene there for a while. I'm gonna have to say she probably did. I would think she did.
I don't remember Dale in '77. I don't remember Dale being the singer for Skinner in
No,
'77. I don't.
maybe she didn't then.
For 38 in '77. I don't remember that.
Hmm.
I think she was with Leon Russell, but I don't know how many years before she got with.
She was singing with Leon Russell?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
wow.
sang with Leon Russell, but I don't. And then I guess she went to 38 from Leon Russell, but I don't know when she left Leon Russell.
But
But I
what a
know she
great
sang with
singer
Leon
she,
Russell. Yeah.
she's just a great singer, man. She's got that distinct voice. I think they did a good job picking her. I mean, and she wrote some good songs. Um, Let me see here. David Selders. I don't call it a fupa. I call it a bunt. Either one, man, I don't want nothing to do with it. That's all part of that fat thing. There's one thing to be fat, but when you got some flab hanging down over your business, that's just nasty. I'd have to get that removed if I had something like that. Um, and Kimmy says um, my son is gonna play Craig for Halloween. We need to see a picture of that.
Oh God, yeah.
I got a feeling Kimmy's son's watching the Stone Roadie show, Craig. Okay, we got one more, and this is our new guy. He's a fat shamer worse than Craig. K Gooth says, divorce diet, yes. Men will self-improve while women will go out and get tattoos. The average woman weighs 178 pounds at 5'2". Divorced women always are picky and know their worth. Yeah, he don't like women and he don't like fat women. He's a picky guy. So there's the comments, Craig, for Monday morning drive in. I don't know how long we've been on here, maybe about an hour. But yeah, so you guys have a great day at work today, and just remember, if you don't feel like being at work, you can always get diarrhea and go home.
All
Yeah,
right.
so
Is that it?
that's it. It's a wrap.
All right. All right. Yeah, thanks for that mango you sent me.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. And yeah, this is yeah, it's been another wake and bake, and it's been a pleasure here to be with you here on this Monday morning on the Stone Roadie show. And like I said before, I'm Craig Reed, aka the Stoned Roadie, and this is my co-host, the rocket scientist Griff Martin. And happy trails to you until we meet again, and see you later, alligator. And that's a wrap. Cut.
We wanted to put this on the podcast and talk about how somebody, if they want to, they can do a West Side tour in Jacksonville with Gene. And Gene, if we do a West Side tour with you in Jacksonville, what do we get?
All of the places where we came from, the houses, where old Curtis Lowe store used to be. Back then it was called Midway Meats, of course. But and the neighborhood and the ball field, and we just traveled around where Skynyrd came from, where the boys grew up. Ball field where Ronnie hit Bob with the ball. Bob's house, Gary's, Allen's houses, where the Skynyrd boys came from, and in the neighborhood where I came from, same where me and Ronnie came from. Stories that you never hear from nobody else, true stories about Skynyrd, and whatever you wanted to know, you can ask me, and I'll take people around and just take them on a tour.
And if you want to get a hold of Gene, the best way to do that is there's a lady that handles his touring schedule for the West Side tours named Patty Walsh, and her phone number is 917-246-1114. I'll put that up on the screen, and you guys contact her, and I'm telling you, what's the price on it per person, Gene?
All day, it's about a 4-hour trip. It's $200. And don't call Patty. She works during the daytime. Call her in the evening. I think if you just go to Hanging with Gene on that computer or phone or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's hangingwithgeneodom.com or something like that. But if you have any trouble, you can email me, and I'll put my email address up there, and I'll get you hooked up. That way, we'll be sure that we get you hooked up with Gene.